Hi, I'm Laloria Canada, Policy Studies Librarian, here with your research guide for Criminal Justice 2010. For our research example, I've selected the challenge of cash bail requirement for nonviolent offenders. And possible keywords are cash bail and money bail, very similar, but you never know which term, cash or money, will be used in the database. So in some instances, or some databases, cash bail may be preferable to money bail and vice versa. My proposed solution is pretrial release and supervision program for nonviolent offenders and nonviolent misdemeanors. Keywords possibly are pretrial release and then pretrial release and supervision. And notice that pretrial release and supervision, we're dealing with two terms here, or two concepts. So this will be this search will be narrower than the pretrial release, which would be, should be a broader search. And for the evaluation of my program, pretrial risk assessment and supervised release program. So we're going to use pretrial risk assessment as a possible keyword phrase, pretrial assessment, that concept, and then pretrial release and recidivism to see if, well, whether or not that helps with recidivism or not. And to do that, let's go to our databases. And criminal justice abstracts and criminal justice database are the main ones for criminal justice. So I would start with one of these. I prefer this one, just my preference. I'm going to go to criminal justice abstracts. If you're off campus at this point, it will ask you for your GSU ID and password. I am on campus, so go right to it. And I'm going to start with cash bail. I like to start with a broad search, and even with that search, it's only 9 results. But notice this database defaults to linked full text. So what you could do at this point is unlink that, and that just means full text in this database. If it's not full text in this database, it may be full text in another database. And notice that brought our search to 28 results. Let's point out a few other things. Now you can go back and change the date range. Check with your professor. Some like the last 20 years, some prefer the last 10 years of research. And again, in this instance, there's 17 magazine articles, and magazine articles in this case would be something like, could be something like Time, or could be, as we see here, Prison Legal News, and that could still be something relevant. If your assignment is to you have to use a certain number of scholarly journals or academic journals, you can limit your search to this. So we're limiting the search to academic journals, and that takes us back to the 9 articles. Okay. And so although I'm trying to find articles on with the issues of cash bail, This seems to be a very good one here. Okay. Now what you can do, look at the subject terms and keywords. If your search only yields a few results, check these, and these may give you more or additional terms that you can go back and search. So such as supervise release, I can do that for my proposed solution. There's the pretrial release risk assessment. Okay. Now, so for this article, you can select cite. And more than likely you're using APA 7 edition. You could copy and paste that in your bibliography. You can also email this article. And when you do, I just always suggest changing the citation format to that. When you get the email, it'll be in that correct format, and you can copy and paste it again. The full text is linked here. It should give you the option to download to your device or in the cloud. Over here, there are two options. The cited references are the 12 sources that they use for this article. So finding one article could lead you to additional articles. So we select that one. Okay. So right off the bat, analytic review of pretrial research, risk assessment, bond type, and interventions. That seems like another possible solution that we can use, and it may also have an identifier of the problems or the issues surrounding cash bail. Do the find it at GSU, and we do the find it at GSU when the full text is not available in that particular instance. We do have over 200 databases, so it may be available somewhere else, which it is in this instance, and you could download that there. Let's go back to the database. I'm going to go back. You can go through that list, go back to the original results. Okay, so we started off searching cash bail. There were 9 results. And just to compare, always think of synonyms for your terms that could lead to additional articles. So this one is 37. Okay, this seems like another good look at what you can do. I'm going to go back. A couple of things we can do to even narrow that down. You can look at the subject headings, and you can limit that. You have several options there. You can go through that list and limit. Select as many as you like to be more precise with your search. I am just going to limit it to academic journals because there are magazines included in this database. Okay, that seems like a good one. This seems like a good one. Third, this seems like a good one for our solution as well. Let's take a look at that. I'm looking through the abstract and notice this term flight risk. That could be another additional keyword term to search as well. Okay, so let's go back to our proposed solution keywords. And we found a few already, but just for see if we can find more, we'll go ahead and do a search. And we may see some of those same articles from a previous search on cash money bill. Yes, so I think that came up. Again, let's limit it to scholarly journals. Okay, this based on experiments, so that should tell you a good bit about how to do the program, how it started, what issues they may have had with pretrial release there. And most of these have the FLIP test right there. If not, select the Find It at GSU. Get another possible search supervised release. Okay, and that was quite a few. So this 988, this definitely may be one where you want to use the subject heading to narrow down alternatives to imprisonment. This might actually be a good phrase to search as part of the solution. United States criminal justice system, criminal sentencing, prison release. I'm just selecting a few. I'm going to update my results. Okay, so still over 500. So now what we may want to do is let's limit it to the last 10, 11 years. Okay, so 140 is a little better. Okay. So it looks like this is giving us another issue to look at. Could look at the cash bail, money bail in terms of how it differs based on race, ethnicity, the poor. Those are possibilities. Okay. So this topic has a good bit of information already out there. And now on to the evaluation of the program. So let's see what the risk is as far as pretrial release. Let's do a search for that. Pretrial risk assessment comes right up. Okay, let's look at this risk assessment tool. So this article may be given us things that you would need to implement that program or how to assess it. And this search is pretty precise. Only 16 results. Okay. Seeing a few articles here, like this one has come up in previous searches. So once you see that a couple of articles over and over related in all of your similar searches, then it's a good indication of its relevance. So what we did, we looked for articles on our selected challenge, proposed solution, and evaluation. Now, I'm going to go through books. Of course, you may not want to read an entire book for your assignment, but for some, if you have a broad topic, searching a book, looking at the different chapters in a book might help you narrow that down, or just give you some general background information on your topic. So that linked us to the online catalog. Let's just do Money Bail here. Here you can limit your results to the ebooks, the online books, or you can also say if you live near the Clarkson campus, and if you want to look at a book, you can just limit it to that campus. Again, you can always limit your results by date. So I'm just going to go here to this first one because it has online access. And in this instance, it's not an ebook. It's from the U.S. Government Publishing Office. I'm going to click that link in a second. We'll go right there. But just as in the database, this will provide you with a citation that you can copy and paste in your bibliography. So APA 7th. It's right there. So if I select this book or that link, it is going to take me to, luckily it wasn't a book but a report from the Congressional Research Services, which is a pretty credible service. And it took us to this nice report, constitutional limits on state money bail practices for criminal defendants. Again, this might be good for your background information with the constitutional angle. And that has been a quick demonstration to help you get started with your research. You can find this research guide at research.library.gsu.edu/CRJU 2010. Again, research.library.gsu.edu/CRJU 2010.